to episode 39 of the Slow Spin Society podcast. I am Paul, your usual co-host, and today I am with none other than Rob. Hi, Rob.
Hello, everybody. I'm back again. Can't get rid of me at the moment.
I'm just everywhere. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, guys. Today we're gonna have an episode onto brand loyalty, when the names matter, when you need the sweet Zipp logos turning around and make your friend's head turn around too. But just before that, if you want to hear more about Legends Morton's Alt Tour, and yes, you can win his bike, you should definitely
Very good
go see that for yourself. Yeah, and J Pedal's magnetic clipless pedals, then you should definitely listen to the pre-show. You can access the extended conversation at patreon.com/slowspinsociety-podcast or by subscribing directly on Apple Podcast. So let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah, let's do this. Go for it, Paul.
Brand loyalty. And the first thing I did was to just look for a definition, because I think I know what brand loyalty is, but I went to look out for a definition, an official one anyway. Mm-hmm. And so it is, quote, the tendency of some consumers to continue buying the same brand or goods rather than competing brands. So buying from the same brand again and again. Yeah, I understand that because I do that. I definitely do that.
I'm terrible. I do it with everything. That's why when I read the show notes, I was super happy to talk about a brand loyalty, because it's something that just absorbs me. I love certain brands because of the way they market themselves, the way they make their products, and I keep buying the same brands. It's super interesting. That's consumers.
What are the brands that you keep buying?
Thompson.
Yeah.
Every bike I have has Thompson seat posts and stem. Every bike.
Uh-huh.
All my bikes have DT Swiss rims.
Ooh, okay.
Every bike has DT Swiss rims. Always buy Azumi chains.
True.
I don't want to go through the too much yet. I'm literally naming all the. Which are your favorite bands? Well, we know. We know.
I mean, everybody knows that I'm a Zipp fanboy at that point.
Yeah.
It is kind of safe to say that all my bikes are in Zipps.
Yeah, man.
All of them. Which is crazy, absolutely insane, and a terrible financial decision on my part.
It's like an addiction though, right?
It is. I mean, those three logos ruined my life.
If we're going to talk about the logo, we have to really put across the point that I think that is by far the best designed logo on a wheel. It's outstanding.
It is.
In all pictures, when riding it, when shooting it, everything, the way the Zipp logo moves when the rim's moving looks outstanding. It's the best for sure.
And so here comes my first question. Mm. Why the fuck would you change the logo?
Yeah. I don't blows my mind. I don't get it. It looks so good.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I have a second part question for you then.
Okay.
So they don't sell the Course 303 as an individual rim, do they?
Oh, the Zipp 30s.
Yes.
No, they don't sell it as a rim. Pretty much, I think every pair I have is either an official track pair or it is like a relaced road pair.
That's what I've built some wheels for people here in Berlin, and they've given me 2 road wheels, and I've had to take them apart, take them down, and put track hubs onto them because you can't get the rims. Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, but I think my first pair was a pair of 303. It was it was road, and I just respoked the rear, and it was fine, but it was tubular. And then I went on for more, like when you look every day on the web, you start to find some interesting stuff. And probably 2 years ago, I found an old pair of 4.4s with the aluminium track all around, and like clincher 28 holes front and rear. So those were old cyclocross wheels. And finally, after like I don't know how many years of research, but less than a year ago, I found a genuine pair of 4.4s track, which are supposed to be tubular, but for the sponsor athletes, they had clinchers. And I got a pair of clinchers.
Yeah, that's mega.
Yeah, I looked for those for years, like never giving up. But let's be honest and completely square. Zipp track hubs are shit. They are really bad.
I've never ridden or particularly seen them that much, to be honest.
Well, they're quite rare, and because they're really good. They're really smooth and everything, but the bearing in those are so weak, like incredibly weak, and they develop play super fast.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, it's like the black one, isn't it, with the female bolt? Ah, the silver.
Yeah.
And they also have the silver one, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ridden them?
Yeah, I have both.
Yeah.
The silver and the black. And the silver, I actually trade a front one for an Alpina one day because mine had play. And I learned later, I think someone from Squid Bike, or I think someone from Squid Bike came in Japan one day, and I was like, oh yeah, we were at a party at my friend's, and he saw us doing the trade, and I was like, oh, you getting that hub? And I was like, yeah, mine has play. He's like, oh man, talk to me about it. I have like crates of it at the HQ because Zipp did a massive recall on those hubs because they were developing play after a short while. So yeah.
Nice one, Zipp.
Yeah, nice one, Zipp. I mean, the rims are sick, so I'm not gonna complain.
So that's a good point. We aesthetically love Zipp as a product. It's definitely a harder, more prestigious product to find. Like in terms of if you've got Zipp, it has that level of brand identity and quality that you're looking for. So I get why we're loyal to Zipp. Is there a brand that you still buy stuff of, but what is it that attracts us to certain brands, do you think?
I have, boy oh boy, I am saying that a lot today. Boy oh boy, I have the perfect list for you.
Wonderful.
So brand loyalty apparently works on 6 psychological bases. I am not a psychologist. I just read stuff online, okay? So don't take my word for it. But there is product quality, image of the brand, perceived value, switching cost, availability and service, and finally, you, the customer's psychology. So let's take them one by one.
Yeah.
Okay, so first, product quality. What do we have to say on that?
If we're talking about Zipp,
I mean, we can talk about anything.
Let's go through Zipp first, see what we break it down. I think definitely product quality is outstanding. I build Matthias's wheels and repair them for him on a regular basis, and he's like you, only rides Zipps. And I've seen the way he rides them, and the maximum amount of hooks is 28. And he rides them hard. They get bent, they get buckled. We true them back up. We replace spokes here and there. But the quality overall holds up for me, definitely. It's a very high standard.
Yeah, for me too. I think I really fell in love with the 404 first. Like a lot of people, I think. But something that is really, really important for me on the Zipp 30s are aluminum, right?
Yes.
And the rest is carbon.
Yeah.
something that is really important for me, and that's usually how the first thing I look at when I try to recognize if it's a real or fake one,
Mm.
is Zipp have that gold shade in the sun.
Mm.
They have kind of that, I don't know, like yellow gold tint to it. And I remember the first time I saw that with the logos going around, I was like, God damn, that's a beautiful looking wheel. And I really fancy one now. That's not even the product quality, right? I'm just
Yeah. When was
I'm
that, by
just
the way?
oh, that was, I think I liked Zipp before, but the true thing, I think, and I'm gonna go full fanboy mode, but the true thing was 2015.
Mm.
The MASH movie last section was the MASH work on Zips through traffic. I was like, oh yeah, oh that hits the spot. That's my thing.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
And but like product quality wise, the Zip 30s are good. For me, they are not the best aluminum rims out there, but they are good. But carbon wise, it is outstanding. It is way over a lot of other carbon rims. And it's made in the US.
What would you say is better quality aluminium rims out there?
I think that the Swiss made good quality rims.
I think they're on par with the quality, but DT Swiss are half the price.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. That's why I ride DT Swiss.
I mean, there isn't like there is a hard limit of a quality of an aluminum rim, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
not like you can go bonkers with some special alloy or certain things. Like you need basic aluminum and you need a machine to turn it around and a pretty good welding on the top, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do.
I think the RR511DB is pretty much the same
Yeah.
rim. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. I was looking at that with a friend and I was like, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, but with Zipp logos on it.
It's the same depth. It's the same outer width. It's the same inner width. The shape is slightly different. The Zipp has more of a cone on the where it meets the nipple and the spoke. They're slightly different in shape, but dimensions and weight, they're almost the same spec.
They probably come from the same factory. You know,
The same as everything
stuff.
else does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So product quality, it works for me, definitely. Next is, image of the brand. You go first.
Zipp, they have the fastest races, the best products, the highest quality. They're at all the big events. The image of the brand is such high end, but not elitist in terms of their brand image. I don't think everyone can ride Zips, and everyone wants to ride Zips. It's not like lightweights or something where you only see kind of the elite people riding them. Zipp is across all genres of from MTB to downhill to Zipp have done a bit of everything. For me, it was across all of cycling, and I like that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that do make sense.
Yeah.
But how would you part that against, for example, Envy or Fast Forward? Because Envy does a lot of MTB. They do gravel, cyclocross, road. I do believe they have a disc too.
They do.
And they have really, really high quality stuff.
I think Zipp kind of seem to be like right in the mix with the riders all the time.
Yeah.
For me personally, I think they seem as a company, as a brand, quite down to earth and come from cycling. I know I think Envy did as well, but yeah, for me, Envy's kind of a different thing. They do. I know they have the same products, but don't Zipp even own? Who else do they own? They own like 3 of the brands, right?
Zipp is SRAM.
Yes.
And SRAM is Zipp, RockShox, and other stuff. That's the two I always
Yeah.
remember of,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's also other stuff.
So what is the history of Zipp? Was it originally, it would have been its own, and then SRAM would have bought it out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that was pretty recently, But yeah, SRAM bought Zipp, and they changed the logo, and we'll never forgive them for this.
Yes, if Zipp would ever listen to this, or SRAM, change the logo back. We love it.
Yeah. Do you know that Zipp has a podcast?
I heard, I think I heard someone mention it recently. Have you listened to it?
Yeah, I've listened to it.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is good. And they have like some Zipp specialist on there too.
What do they talk about?
I mean, we should send them an email,
We should do a podcast
Oh,
together.
yeah, that would be sick.
That would be sick.
I think last episode was on how you choose your Zipp. And they had an episode with Sean from KidCog, Brooklyn, who is also like a huge Zipp fanboy. And they talked about the history of Zipp because they have a massive history. So yeah, there's that too.
Maybe they would want to do a shared podcast where we release the episode and they release the episode, and it could be about things like Fixedgear and a bit more about the history and track, and that would be super cool, to be honest.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. Just bring back the old logo.
Welcome to the podcast. Bring back the logo.
Yeah, that's
please.
my only question.
I'm pretty sure if we ask them the question, like, what do you guys change the logo? They're going to be like, it was not a decision we really made as a team. It was more something from up there. And
Yeah.
now Zipp is going through a new phase of the company and blah, blah, blah. Marketing, blah, blah, blah. Development, blah, blah, blah. Zipp. I think if you look into all the Zipp's catalogs, and I'm gonna put one in the show notes, but in 2001 they had that really, really nice box logo, the red and yellow one. And then in 2002 they're like, no, the box logo is not working, we're gonna make another logo. And the logo of 2002 was so fucking ugly, they only kept it for a year. It's on the 2002 catalog, and then it comes back to the old box logo. Because it was just, oh man, it was kind of like an imitation of metal on top of like a red background. It was really bad. I'll put that in the show notes so you guys can see it.
Yeah, I want to see it too.
All right. So on to the next one, and it is perceived value. And I got out a little definition for that. So perceived value is a customer's own perception of a product to them, especially in comparison to a competitor's product. Perceived value is measured by the price the public is willing to pay for a good or service.
So that's kind of like what we just talked about with the fact that we think aluminum rims are almost on par with each other in terms of specification and weight and whatnot and size. But we know that DT Swiss rims you can buy directly from DT Swiss for half the price you were going to pay for something like Zipp.
Yeah. Yeah, probably even less than half the price, but yeah.
Yeah, even less than half.
Something that's interesting with perceived value then is, Spank Rims?
Yeah, very well.
Those got pretty popular recently, right? And it's $150 for a rim.
Yeah, but that's $150 for the Vibra core, which is a Vibra foam that goes inside of the rim, which takes away the vibration, which I think is a great idea. But yeah, they are an expensive rim for what they are. They're wide.
Yeah, they are super wide.
They've become super popular recently. 80X Proof started riding them on his Fixedgear. And then I got a bunch of requests, and a few of my friends in Berlin ride the Spank think it's a 350 spoon rim. It's a really nice rim, but it's very overpriced, I think, for what it is.
Question is, are you willing to pay almost the same price for a Zipp than a Spank? Which way would you go then? Because they are pretty much the same price.
Good point. Depends on what kind of riding you're doing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but let's say they're just identical. The Spank one has like that foam thing going inside, but apart from that, it's just difference in logo.
I think Spank are actually another brand that do really well in terms of their brand identity. They look super cool. The design, the finish, the quality. I mean, yeah, the quality of their rims is really nice. Even comes with its own like really nice fitted Spank rim tape. And just
Ooh.
nice touches like that. And when you get the sent out and shipped to wherever, they just come with a little book with it. It's really nicely packaged. It feels like you're buying a bit more of a premium product than when you buy something premium. You know how it is. It's a bit more deluxe. Spank have really got that right in terms of how they ship their stuff out, which I like. I did have a lot of issues with building them in terms of just the nipples getting caught on the second wall. So when I was first lacing them, it was a bit of a pain. Always having to get the spoke was always getting the nipple was always getting caught when you were trying to lace them, which was a bit of an issue, but not bad. But they're a nice, really nice quality rim. But I think personally, I'd like to ride Spank, but if I had the choice of Spank or Zipp, yeah, I'd go for Zipp.
Yeah. So that's the perceived value. You would rather go for Zipp than Spank.
Yeah.
And those were probably easier to resell too, because of brand identity and everything there is behind it. Next one is switching cost. And that wouldn't really apply for a wheel.
No.
It's more some kind of like technology thing. For example, if you buy an iPhone, upgrading or side grading to another iPhone is easier than going on an Android. So that's switching cost, I guess. Because it's
works like terms of when you want to upgrade your wheels, you get your first road set of wheels, and you might then find Zipp as a brand, and you might buy the basic Zipp set, and then you work your way up through Zipp's switching cost in terms of like by the end of it, you've got top of the range carbon rims on 12 speed, whatever. Yeah, could work.
Yeah, so by switching cost, there is obviously the cost of a new wheel or a new phone. That's the physical cost, right? That's real money. But there is also the like time time and effort, you're gonna put into it. So it's also psychological, effort based, and time based switching cost. Like I know for a fact that going from an iPhone to an Android is an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
I've did that a year ago, and I don't want to do it again. I really don't want to do it again. So switching cost for a wheel would be, on a track bike, it's so easy to switch a wheel, right?
Yeah.
It would just be like, I don't know, like psychological, like, I'm not riding Zipp anymore, I am on something else, and it feels weird.
Interesting.
But yeah. Next one is availability and service. And that's something that we need to talk about, because ordering the Swiss rims is easier than fitting your dog. It's so easy. It's so convenient. So many shops have them.
Everyone.
You have them.
Yeah.
www.kernz.co to order your custom wheels. Just placing that there for
Yeah,
the subtle.
I didn't expect that one to come out, but yeah, got 2 wheel sets available at the moment, just in case anyone's interested.
Find more details on his Instagram.
Yeah,
I don't know. You
yeah,
should go there. But this was super easy. Can order them like that. Done.
yeah.
Finding a pair of Zipp 30s, clincher, 28 holes. Good luck, good sir. You are in for a treat, and it's gonna cost you a lot of time and money.
It's not easy. It's definitely not easy to find Zipp stuff. I see that. I think that's why you see a lot of people replicate it and put old new stickers on old stuff, or even just put stickers on AliExpress carbon and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think if you want to buy a pair of Zipp, and you have like a decent budget, I don't know, let's say like you have 800 euros and you want to buy a road pair to respoke it, it's gonna be easy, especially if you have the money, and then you're gonna buy the pair, respoke it, but it's probably gonna be like 18 spoke in the front, 28 in the back, and probably tubular, you know?
Did you just say 800, by the way?
Yeah.
800 for a used set that you would take apart and you'd build that up on, and it would potentially be clincher, tubular, and you'd build that up on. That's insane.
That's a lot of money, but if you want one tomorrow, there's probably a pair at 800 waiting for you.
So if money's not the issue, right, okay.
If money is not the issue, you can definitely find. I mean, I never buy my pairs apart from that really special track pair that I talked about. But I never bought my pairs over like 500. I think 500 is my absolute limit. And yeah, usually like you can get some for real cheap. I am relacing a pair for a friend. He got it for dirt cheap because the rear hub broke. But we don't need the rear hub where we're going. So so easy, you know?
Because we fixed it.
Exactly. Oh, we fixed. Oh, I see what you've done there. Interesting.
Still, though, that price, that's why I don't ride Zipp and I ride DT Swiss.
Yeah.
I can buy DT Swiss off anyone online. I mean, in terms of bike mail order, Bike24, and on average they have like 30% off anyway, and they're good. It's always a deal on DT Swiss rims.
And yeah, just coming back on availability, there's a lot of chance you're gonna end up with a pair of tubulars, you know. And those, I mean, yeah, they look good and everything, but on the street, riding tubulars, I don't feel good riding tubulars on the street. I feel stressed. I'm not alright, you know. I'm like, if I puncture, I'm dead. I might as well leave the bike where it is and just go home.
Yeah, I'm just not into gluing my tires to my rims.
Oh yeah, no, that is terrible. I tape mine, but yeah, no, gluing is for everybody gluing their tubulars out there. Tape does exist, and it's easier and less messy. And I don't know why more people don't do it.
If you're not on the velodrome, I would just use tape for sure.
Yeah,
it's much quicker. Yeah, and less, like you said, there's no mess at all. It's super fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did skid some taped tubulars, and it worked fine, you know.
Oh, okay.
It worked perfectly fine. Yeah, yeah. You saw that coming, didn't you? I don't do 90 degrees skid, okay? I just do gentle skids, and it works.
On tubular.
On tubular, yeah.
I've seen you do 90-degree skids.
Okay. So availability and service, and the second thing is service. If you buy your DT Swiss new, is there some form of warranty on those?
I'll get back to you on that one. I have no idea.
See you next episode.
Yeah, I'm assuming you must get some kind of warranty, whether it be 3, 6 months, or 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
They're a brand new product. They're a big company.
Exactly.
You must. Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably a ton of what to not do to void your warranty, but yeah, if you buy a pair of Zipp used, then obviously you don't have warranty, and then you don't have service, and all of that is thrown out a window on day one because you buy them used.
Yeah.
And if you want to buy them new, then you only have access to the 404 tubular track, because that's the only track model they're selling.
Mm.
And maybe the disc. Yeah, the disc too. But that's it.
So, GT Swiss actually offer a 24-month statutory warranty on all GT Swiss products. Ciao.
Huh. What is statutory warranty though?
I think statutory means that it's the minimum they have to do.
Yeah.
In addition to the 24-month warranty, we also offer extended warranty and services for the carbon wheels.
Oh yeah, they sell them as a wheel.
Yeah.
But as a rim, I don't know.
As a rim, if you're riding it hard and you go down a hill and you do something to it, I'm sure there's no way DT Swiss would be the people that would be like, yeah, sure, have a new rim. You crashed into a wall.
That's something that Envy does, though. You know?
Did they?
If you buy a pair of Envy new, they have that crash warranty. You can crash them by yourself, being completely wrong and going through a red light. They will change it for you.
Okay, I might move to Envy. That's a good warranty.
That is a really good warranty, and I think Hunt does that too. It's a service that you pay for every year, I believe, and there's a limit to that.
Like Apple Care.
Yeah, like Apple Care. And I think some frame brands do that. Like, for example, if your frame broke the first year you got it, then you can rebuy one, but for 50% of the price.
That's good.
And then if it's on the second year for 70% of the price, you know, like stuff like that.
That's nice in general, though, isn't it, really, to have that relationship with your customers, be like, look, yeah, we know shit can go wrong. You're out there riding. You're out there pushing. Yeah, we want to keep you. We want to keep you as a customer. It's a good way to do it. Because I know with Sinelli as well, recently got a lot of shit from their track two-toe frames, bending.
Yeah.
And they were just like, no, you're riding it. I think you mentioned it in another podcast. That, yeah, you're right. You're not riding it with brakes. You're not supposed to be doing this. And yeah, they didn't give anyone any kind of warranty.
They're so full of shit.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, Antonio, answer to my mail.
My hate mail.
I haven't sent one yet, but, you know, I'll send one soon. Anyway, and finally, we have customers' psychology. So that's basically your entire point of view on the brand and what you think about it. This is awesome. This is crap. I like this. I hate this. What do I hate?
That's a good. I was just about to ask. That's more interesting than what do we like. What do you hate?
Oh my god! I just had like one of the deepest internal reflection for a while. What do I hate in Fixedgear? Is there a brand? Okay, I have one thing. That's not anymore. But fast forward, the wheels. Okay, when they first got a little bit popular out there. It was a really, really easy decal to replicate, and a lot of people were putting fast forward decals on Chinese rims, right? And I was like, oh my god, fast forward, like, it's just, I think the logo is really loud, okay, but I don't hate it by any means, and they are really, really good wheels. But at the beginning, I was like, I really don't like this. but I became more mature and I am more able to appreciate things. So but apart from that, is there anything that I hate?
I can't say at all that I like their logos at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the matte black stuff on the carbon mat looks great, but as for the
Yeah.
rest of the red and white, nah.
The red and white, absolutely not. And I saw that's probably like an AliExpress decal, but once I saw it as like a Bianchi blue.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right
Oh my
now.
god, it was ugly. It
AliExpress
was
in stock.
ah my god, they still produce them.
Yeah.
Damn it. Burn it. Burn it with fire.
Burn it all down. Okay, what else do we hate? What other brands do we hate?
I don't know. I don't have that much hate
No.
for a
Okay,
brand.
not hate.
I am in a psychological war with Sinelli, to be honest.
Because you
I love them and I hate them at the same
yeah.
time.
You deep down love them but hate them at the same time. Yeah, I have the same feeling with them.
Yeah. What else? I'm looking at my bikes. I'm like, is there anything I hate about it? No, not really.
It's not going to be on your bikes, is it? Think of people's
Yeah, I
bikes that really
know.
irritate you. What are those heavy carbon front wheel, 5 discs, 5 spokes that everyone rides?
I don't like them. It's not like I hate them.
Yeah, I don't
I
hate them either.
understand that people want them for the style they give to their bike.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of it. Definitely. What else? Oh, stupidly narrow track drops. Really not into those. Like 36. Okay. It's too narrow. It's not worth it, people. Don't break your wrists.
And shoulders.
Also, those plastic multi-spokes wheels. Really not into those.
Yeah, but it's all the cheap shit we really hate, isn't it?
Yeah,
All the
but
really
that's
cheap replica knockoff shit that I just really can't stand.
yeah. I said like 2 episodes ago, like, don't let other people judge your bike and ride whatever you want. So that's only my personal opinion on some of those parts,
I don't care what bikes people have. I really don't. I would prefer to see them out riding a pile of crap, but they're out riding having fun. That's more important. But when it comes to what I've got on my bike, yeah, I'm picky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I get that. Something that triggers me. Pedals with reflectors.
What, you don't have pedals on your reflectors on your pedals?
No, I don't have reflectors on my pedals. I find them quite insulting to my aesthetic, sir. I don't like them. And in terms of pure aesthetic, I think time trial bikes looks like ugly fighter jets.
Okay.
But again, that's my personal opinion on the thing.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a dick. I'm just looking at my bikes and I love the way they're built. God damn, I love the build just as much as the ride.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, your new engine 11 is sweet.
Yeah, those pictures were on point, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in the after show.
Yeah.
All right. So that was the 6 psychological basis of brand loyalty. Now, onto a few examples. And okay, I pick a brand and you tell me if you're loyal to it and why, okay?
Okay.
So let's say Sugino.
I don't even have a single set of Sugini. Oh no, I do have one set of the cheap ass messenger ones. They're like the best in the game.
Yeah.
They are, but
Even the messenger ones, they're cheaper, they're good.
for like what is it, a 45 euro crank or something, and
Yeah.
it's on my data spike, and it looks perfect. It's neat, it's clean, it's 165, it's square taper, it's no stress at all. It's a good crank. It's 133 BCD, not my first choice, but I had a chainring for it. So yeah, legendary status for me. Not even just the best brands, but the legendary brands. They've been doing it for longer than anyone, or as long as everyone's been doing it. They've been around, and some of the designs are amazing. The anodized looks really, really nice, I think. Yeah, I love to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think Sugino is nice. In terms of product quality, I mean, they have a whole spectrum of cranks. So it goes from really entry level to really high end. If you go for the Super 75 that cost, I don't know, $900.
Is that the Holotech one?
Uh, no, it's a square taper one, but it's super, so it's obviously better. But it has that special heat treat or something like that. Special coating, I think.
See, that good. They can put in the name. They can say it's super.
Yeah.
Who else gets to do that? That's how good the brand is. We're just going to call this the super one.
Exactly. Oh, that one? No, it's just the super one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, it's like, dude, they have one that has a little bit champagne color. You know how they call it? The Grand Mighty.
Ah, no way, really? Is that real?
Yeah, it is 100% real.
Grand Mighty. Oh, wow. Wow, what a name.
Sugino 75 Grand Mighty.
Wow.
If you're worth it enough, you can have them.
Yeah. If you're worthy. You ride mainly Sugino, right?
I do ride mainly Suginos. Suginos or Suginos?
What do you say?
I say Suginos. But in French, I say... Oh, wait. How do I say them in French? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Okay, Suginos.
So, because the name so I don't think I'm right. I would say Sugino, but I guess I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably because I heard it from my Japanese friends.
But that's going to be more authentic than me saying it from Newcastle.
Yeah. They don't even say like Sugino 75. They say Nanago, which just means 75.
Nanago.
It's like, oh, what crank do you have? Nanago. Okay.
Nanago.
So product quality, really good. Image of the brand, outstanding. I mean, the entire NGS culture and Sugino is everywhere. Perceived value, yes. Sugino over...
Anything.
For me, a Sugino is over a rotor or a Campagnolo crank. I really like Campagnolo crank. I found them really pleasant to ride, but I prefer Suginos.
You never ride SRAM?
SRAM, like what, SRAM Force or something?
No, like SRAM Omnium.
Oh yeah, I like Omniums too.
Yeah.
I like Omniums too, but I like more the 75 just in terms of aesthetic.
You are so old school though, so I like that. I like that.
Switching cost, well, it's a square taper, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Availability and service. You can find 75 out there, and I mean, they're expensive, but they're out there. It's not that like there's a shortage or anything. And customers' psychology, well, I like them.
We love them.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, that's Sugino.
Should we go for another one off the list?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Or off the list or something else, as you want.
I'd go from, just to hear your opinion on it, MASH.
Of course you do. Of course, everyone want to hear my opinion on MASH, right?
Yeah.
That's a tricky question. Okay. Yeah, let's start from the start. Product quality.
Oh.
The mash still and the mash AC1 or
Mm-hmm.
AC2 are good bikes. They are good bikes. They are the mash steel is definitely not the best steel frame by any mean.
Yeah.
But you know it is meant to last. It is heavy, but it is the. I mean, when it was still under Sinelli, the chromer is really thick and rust resistant,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
you know it's. I mean, people bended it, but apart from that, it's pretty solid.
Yep.
Um, the parallax or the AC1, AC2, good bike overall. I like it. And if we can place bike geometry into product quality,
Mm-hmm.
then definitely over
Mm-hmm.
a lot of other track bikes
Very
out
good
there.
point. Yeah.
Image of the brand. I really like the image, but I tend to grow apart from it
Mm-hmm.
recently because I really like the image of the brand, and pretty much every time they release something, I'm like, why did nobody
Do this before.
thought about that
Yeah. Yeah.
before?
Yeah.
That was so obvious and so cool, you know?
They're still pushing things even after all this time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the image of the brand I have is really good, but like I was telling, and I think 2 episodes ago, um, I feel they are going slowly but surely out of that underground culture,
Do you think
underground state. Yeah.
what makes you think that?
Well, the sheer fact that they ramped up production, you know, we're gonna have like 2 batches of mash steel per year now.
Mm.
We're gonna have a mountain bike, a gravel bike. The AC2 has been widely distributed too.
Yeah.
So it's like you go onto Pedal Room or Reddit or a lot of other places you can find bikes. Lot of them's are mash, you know,
Mm.
like either mash or Sinelli mash. It's I don't want to say it's 50%, but I would say it's a solid 30%, and that's already huge for only one brand, you know?
Yeah.
So I've there's I I just want to say there's a lot out there, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Totally.
And even if I think like a mash AC2, AC1 parallax whatever is extremely cool, I love my mash steel and my mash work. I love them. But if I see a guy out there with a bit of fixed gear that looks extremely cool, I never heard the name of it, I'm gonna think, holy shit, that guy has some mojo to it. It's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good point.
In terms of perceived value, well, everybody knows in the fixed gear culture what is Mash, and everybody know that it is expensive and easily resellable.
Definitely keeps the cost of its original value for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, if not going up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Switching cost, well, it's a bike frame.
Yeah.
It's like switching cost doesn't really apply here.
Yeah.
Availability and service. Um, Availability, well, you kind of have to fight your way to get a mash.
But they're quite clear in how they're gonna and when they're gonna do their drops and yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite upfront and everyone can apply, and it's not in terms of they're expensive, but they're not so expensive that they don't have 100 people desperately wanting every one, so the first 50 sold out instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, customer psychology. I have a bunch of friends that tried and who got Mashdill or Mashworks recently, and each and every one of them told me the same thing. Oh my god, it is such an easy bike to ride. You know, it's smooth, It's not too low, not too upward. It's a really good geometry. And now you have like other options, OCD Big Block and Surly Steamroller and everything. But before all that, well, not the Surly Steamroller because it's really old, but you were paying a mesh work, not, I mean, partly because of big tire clearance of the track bike, but mainly because the guys that designed it, they know the shit and the geometry is just on point.
That is a very good point. Yeah.
When I was in Japan and I was translating for the mesh crew when they were coming over, I remember we went to eat, and on the way I was talking with Mike, the boss out there of MASH, and at the time I was riding my Parallax, and I was like, "Oh man, I got a Cannondale Track Cat 5, and it doesn't stand a chance against the Parallax because it's, I don't know, the geometry is really good and I really liked it." And first he told me, well, that doesn't surprise me because the Cat 5 is a road geometry, so it's really long and, you know, it's a road bike with track hands basically. Second thing is he went on and told me for like a good 20 minutes that they had to fight with Sinelli for an entire day for half a degree on the seat tube.
Wow.
An entire day, because they didn't want 74, they wanted 74.5 or something like that. Like, how precise is this, you know?
And MASH just didn't want to compromise, so they had to argue with them.
Yeah.
Wow. Was that when they did Loop magazine?
That's when Duke and Chaz came to Tokyo, and Chaz had a little event when he did his doodle thing on a wall of a local bike shop. And yeah, just Duke and Mike were there, and we went to eat.
So you met Mike?
I don't know if yeah, I met Mike. Yeah.
What's he like?
It's like a dad, you know. It has that really dad vibe to it.
Okay.
Because I was younger, okay? And that was just at the moment where Mash and Sinley was no longer a thing. He was like, "Oh yeah, we would really like to shoot a video in Japan, for etc." And I heard before that they had the AC1 and the touring board, right? And I heard that on the other end of the table, and I go, "Oh yeah," and that would be like a perfect opportunity to show the new bike, you know, the new AC1. And he just went on with a few drinks, obviously, but he was like, "I don't give a shit about that. I'm not here to show the new bikes because we're just here to have fun and shoot a video. That's what we want to do."
Okay.
And like, showing the bikes is not an issue because they consider themselves such as a small company that if the people know, they know, and they don't need to show it off to others. So interesting dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be interesting. I mean, MASH, if we're talking about the brand as a brand as well and not just the bikes, the brand itself's been going for a long time, and how they've carried on and what they've kept doing is good. I think that's where a lot of the customer loyalty comes from. That's how they can sell these things, because they've kept going through it all and kept producing pretty high quality stuff.
I mean, just being honest, if MASH wasn't here, you know, if they didn't make that video, that bunch of videos, and because MASH and Macaframa, they popularized Fixedgear to the masses, you know, like not only a messenger thing, but also something for you and me.
Yeah, I mean, I was big into Fixedgear, and then I saw Macroframa, and I was hooked. Absolutely
Yeah,
hooked. Yeah. Made a
exactly.
huge difference.
And I think the MASH movies influenced, and the brand influenced so much people. And I wouldn't be surprised that if today MASH wasn't there, there would not be like, I don't know, like Engine 11 or brands like that, you know?
But would we be here without MASH?
Ah, that's a good question that I
That's the
don't want to
question.
answer. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it on brand loyalty. If you guys like this episode, we can do another one on other brands. I know we talk a lot about Mash and Zipp on that podcast, but it's good example and everybody understand what Mash and Zipp is. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, we can definitely look into other brands next time and break it down more into what we like about brands. But it was nice to really get into depth of why we like certain brands, and especially Zipp and Mash, something that we both are a big fan of, and I think a lot of people out there are fans of too, and what we like about them. So I really enjoyed breaking it down like that. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good nerd out episode. Well, boys, that would be it for today. Everything we discussed today will, of course, be in the show notes on the blog, slowspensociety.com. You'll also find the suggestion box where you can tell us what we should talk about in the podcast. You can find us on our Discord server. The invite link is also in the show notes, or with our Instagram account at slowspensociety and at currency.co for Rob. Sharing the podcast with your friend is the easiest way to support the show or by giving us a good review on the platform of your choice. If you get value out of the show, why not considering putting value back in, either by supporting us on Apple Podcast or by visiting patreon.com/slowspensociety-podcast to join the community where pledging at any level will grant you access to the pre and after show, which is around 40 minutes of extra content per week. We are now at 27 Patreons. Thank you so much for your support. The music for the show is Lovely Swindler by Amaria, and the illustration, well, is by me. Rob, maybe one last thing you want to say onto brand loyalty before we go on to the after show.
Find products you like, and if you like them, find the reason why you like them and stick with them. I like that I run DTs with some of my bikes because I love the quality of their product. And for me, there's no reason to then change. I look at different models and I look at what I like. Now I have a wide version of certain rims, thinner versions, deeper versions, and I'm discovering more about the brand that I wouldn't have if I hadn't stuck with the brand. So that's my last thing to say on brand loyalty.
Pretty good. This being said, we'll see you next Monday. Have a good one.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.